Master Duel Forbidden and Limited List update that has been announced and will be implemented October 31st. So you've still got like a couple of days, which I still don't know how I feel about it. In Master Duel, I feel like it'd be all right if they took in like if they it'd be more hype if the lists were in effect a little sooner. They don't have to be in effect immediate, like the day of, but like maybe like start of next week or something would be cooler than waiting like almost 1.5 weeks. But it's whatever. I'm already seeing the first change, and I do like it. You guys do know I am a fan of the sprite cards, so sprite starter going from 2 to 3 is something that I am happy to see. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not think that starter being at 2 or 3 makes a huge difference for sprite's viability, which means it's a good change. It should happen, right? Like it should be at 3, I think. If there is any format in modern Yu-Gi-Oh where sprite has the biggest chance to be relevant again, I do think it is Master Duel, because we still have Sprite Elf. So if they do bring back some of the sprite cards, there is a world where you could see sprite again. At the moment, I still think it's lacking a little bit of all of the sprite versions are lacking a little bit of something, right? Like the pure sprite versions don't have access to Toad. They also only still, I mean, unless it's also on this list, they only have 1 beaver, which makes your Nimble package incredibly whack. You know, it's like a super bricky like pile because you only have 1 beaver, which is the good draw, and then you play a bunch of anglers and Nimble Sunfish and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, pure sprite is in a rough spot still, unless there's more changes. We've got Invoker going from 1 to 3. This is something that honestly they should be doing more of these, because there's a lot of cards where them being at 1 or 3 literally doesn't matter, especially some extra deck cards. So fine, don't have to talk about it too much. Okay, Malicious from 2 to 3. I'm getting the vibe from this list that it's more like an unbanned list, but there's a lot of things going up the list. But well, I am interested to see if there's also something that goes onto the list. But Malicious going from 2 to 3 is something that could matter eventually. Not sure exactly, because some of the decks that use Malicious at 3, like all of the decks that use Malicious are inherently super weak to like Maxi and stuff, which is a big deal in Master Duel, right? But that is something that could potentially matter at some point. I don't know exactly which meta deck it affects right now, but it's all right, I guess. Maybe something that tier limit decks can make use of without Pearl Rhino. Maybe it's another route you can go to replace some of your good mills, right? You take out like Rainbow Bridge or something, add Malicious to it, and then you focus more on making like Pilgrim Reaper. I don't know, but yeah. Together with it, we have Mass Change 2. I had no idea this card was semi-limited. I'm gonna be honest with you, no idea. Which I guess tells you a lot about it. This card should definitely be at 3. Even I'm not a fan of Dark Law, but Mass Change 2 should not be on the ban list. If anything, they should hit Dark Law. But yeah. And Fusion Destiny. Okay, this is a decent chunk of unlimits, and a lot of them are hero. I actually don't think pure hero actually cares about Mass Change 2. Mass Change 2 was only the one that you would splash in other decks, because pure hero has access to a better version, which is just Mass Change 1. Fusion Destiny and Malicious, I mean, some people are going to be happy about that. I haven't played against hero in a long time, but all right, I guess. I'm not against it. I'm not opposed to it, so that's fine. And now we've got semi-limited branded opening going from 1 to 2. That one definitely matters. A branded buff, I can't really say that it's not justified. I do like this because on the last ban list they hit Jaugen, which was a card. I'm a bigger fan. You guys know this. I'm a bigger fan of hitting the floodgates rather than hitting consistency cards. I have no issue with branded opening as a card. I think it's a completely fine card, you know. And I would rather them ban cards like Jaugen, and eventually I'm hoping for Sanctifier as well, right? And then in my opinion, branded can have all of its consistency tools as long as they just can't turn skip you. So I'm okay with branded opening at 2, but it does matter. It's a good card, and branded is still a good deck. Oh, that's it. Okay. All right, I guess. It's just a little bit of a cleanup here. We're just getting some stuff off of the list. To be fair, we did get a relatively large ban list last month, and they happen every month. So like maybe they wanna give us one more month with Snake Eye, Yubel, and Tenpai at its current power level. Let it play out. Which I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not too mad about it. I honestly, when I'm playing ranked at the moment, I'm not meeting too many Yubels or Snake Eyes, even though I think they still need a slightly, like they need one more hit or something, both of these decks. They're not like super duper popular. They're still good and they're still very powerful, but there's just like a decent bit of variety at the moment. The only deck that you see a lot of is Tenpai at the moment, I think. And Tenpai, I mean, I didn't expect them to hit Tenpai hard this month. Maybe next month is when you could expect like maybe the field spell going to 1 or something. Like I think next month is when another slight hit to Tenpai is warranted. But yeah, overall, no issues with any of these changes. I think it is all cards moving into the right direction. It's not super exciting though, because there isn't anything, you know, the most relevant one is definitely branded opening. That one I think is good for branded decks. The other ones are kind of just like cards that should have been at 3 a couple of weeks or months ago. That would have been fine. They can definitely unhit more sprite cards without a problem. And here, yeah, the hero cards and invoker are also completely fine. All right, little bit of, I honestly, not sure what I was expecting, but yeah, it's just your typical, not incredibly impactful, but also not terrible Master Duel ban list update. It's fine.